Hello, everyone. It's John here with the first episode of a new series called Surveying the Realms. And this is a bit of a spiritual successor to Hardcore Survival, where I play through my games, but I do it with a different goal. And we'll talk about that goal in the loading screen up front. But I'm back with Empyrion Galactic Survival, and starting on a seed here for the alien swamp planet. I could have chosen any Masperon. I could have chosen any of these, but I feel like this is a good balance in difficulty. Let me just double check my difficulty settings here. I have it set to custom, but just want to make sure that I'm using CPU points and check mass volume. I like the limitations that puts on the crafting system. Alright, so let's get started. Let's add the DLC. Okay, so the thinking behind surveying the realms is that in Hardcore Survival, there was a pretty consistent ending to most of those missions. Specifically, I would just run into an early enemy and get killed right away, which is kind of funny, but it's not very interesting. So I've chosen a new goal, and that is to visit every biome in the game. Not necessarily to do anything once I get there, but to at least see what it's all about, check things out, look around. And in a game like Empyrion, which has thousands of procedurally generated planets... Oh! Okay. Well, I wasn't expecting that beginning. Alright. Oh, shit. They dropped me at the bottom of a pit. Okay, that's new. I guess they put me in a mission here. So anyway, I was saying, in a game like Empyrion with thousands of procedurally generated planets, I'm just going to visit each major planet type once. Oh, it started me off in a little pseudo base. What does this have to say? F to talk to Hunka Turf. That's an unfortunate name. Quartermaster. The captain and officers are dead. The damn planet ate them like that gorge ate our ship, but I'm still alive. In the meantime, I've collected enough materials to build a way out. It will be risky, and probably my scaffolding will collapse and I'll die, but I have no more ammunition to fight the creatures blocking the only other way out. I hope Tash was evacuated from the surface before things escalated here. You were right about that scaffolding. Damn, what do I have in my inventory? Okay, I've got a tent, a detector, I'll need that. The survival tool. Okay, bandages. Actually, I could just use those from the inventory. And energy bars. Oh man. My favorite thing to eat in real life. Well, maybe not, but... No, my favorite thing to eat in real life is sandwiches. I got a tofu banh mi that I make every once in a while. That's really good. Alright. Flamethrower fuel and the flamethrower. This is a weapon that comes up in video games from time to time, and it's I don't want to say it's all hype, but I do want to say that I've never been a flamethrower main, that's for sure. Okay. We gotta get out of this cave. See, and see, that's why we're not doing hardcore survival anymore. Because that would be the end of the game. Okay. It's gonna reload me here. Current location. Oh, but it put me on the surface without any equipment. I get it. I could go find my backpack underground, but that's almost certainly unnecessary. What I need to do... Oh yeah, they created a nice little POI for me, and I gotta go down? No, there was nothing in that backpack worth going down for. But I am on a timer now, and I gotta find the raw materials for a whatchamacallit. I know what it's called. A survival tool. So, you build the survival tool here. Oh, it doesn't require any raw materials. Nice immersion, guys. Now, I need that portable healer and cooler. So, I'll go to one of my favorite aspects of Empyrion, the tech tree, and go to tools. No, wait, it's a miscellaneous. Portable constructor, gotta unlock that. Wait, where is it? Oh, I don't get that until level 3. Crap. So I not only have to, I gotta get up to level 3. Okay. Carbon-bearing rock. Okay, that should be enough for me to make my portable constructor and my water condenser. Alright, a lot of valuable rocks here. Now, these rocks are your early, like, starting materials that help you bootstrap into a more sophisticated production. But for long term, you gotta have a mine. And so we're just gathering enough material to get us the stuff that'll allow us to start mining. Okay. Oh, see, there's that crown. That's lovely. I like that. Although, I guess at this range, the radiation would probably be destroying us pretty bad. Maybe this planet has a magnetic core. Well, I guess it's a moon, not a planet. Alright. We definitely don't need this much carbon. Oh, okay. That terrain over here is radioactive. You can tell it's radioactive by the presence of these things. That's your starship fuel there. Okay. I gotta get away from there, though. I don't have the herbs and spices necessary to... Oh, shit. Oh. Maybe I should have made flamethrower. This is what's known as Skyrim combat. No, it's more like Oblivion combat. Okay. Alien crab meat. Look. I'm a vegan in real life, but in video games it's fine. Besides, it attacked me. I guess if I were stranded on an alien world, I didn't know what was safe to eat and what wasn't, I'd take a chance on alien crab meat. Especially if the crab attacked me first. Okay, we've got the portable constructor and the water purifier, which means that we are ready to start our first sort of pseudo base. Alright. And so we go into base here, and there's a variety of things we're going to need. We're going to need a small constructor, cargo box, food processor, let's see, how many points do I have? 8. Plant grow light. This early game choice here between generators and solar panels. Now, in theory, solar panels are better for the kind of base we're going to build, because it means we won't have to go and constantly refine generator fuel. However, they're resource intensive to build, whereas the generator produces energy output of 2.5 kPu. This is energy output of... Oh, it doesn't say. Oh, right, because it varies. So, the energy output is less. I gotta contemplate here. Yeah, I don't have enough for both the generator and the fuel tank. I'll go with solar panels. I could have also gone with just stayed with the small solar panels, but I like to future-proof myself a bit. Alright, I'll need this. Okay, so I call this first stage a pseudo base because basically we're going to set up all of our portable constructors and things in a way that allows us to use it to grind for the early materials, and then from there build an actual base. We need a good location, because I like to build it where where I intend my base to be. See, we're at 36 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh no, Celsius, sorry. Fahrenheit. I should switch it to Fahrenheit. America. Okay. A resource here, which... Oh, if we still had that detector. Okay, I'm not controlling this descent. Oh no. The resource might be in a radioactive zone. So the 3 Tier 1 resources are iron, copper, and silicon. And you need a good source of all 3 because that's what your early game stuff requires. And the best place to get it is through these deposits. I'll show you what the deposits look like in a second. There's an efficient and an inefficient way to do it. We're going to try and do it the efficient way. Alright. I don't have nearly enough copper, though. Oh, wait, can I build a detector, too? Oh. It's very kind not making you grind for materials for your fundamental equipment. Yeah, that's free. That requires a carbon substrate. That's free. Oh, I remember an earlier build where the survival tool required a carbon substrate, and you had to go search far and wide for rocks you could pick up. But I think the pickup rocks were removed from this version. Certainly this is the first time I've ever encountered falling down that mine shaft in Masperon. Alright. We need a source of wood. And ideally also water. But we are far away from water right now. It might be worth it to cross that water. Oh yeah, it's only 468 meters. Okay. Take some of this stone. Also, when you break rocks like this, you earn XP. We need the XP to unlock new tools and such. See, I got 100 XP for picking up those mushrooms. Oh, and for the alien thorns. See, alien thorns you use for advanced medicine recipes. So I don't necessarily need to stockpile them. But they don't go bad. The mushrooms do. Parish time 14. Oh, I got explorer tokens. Oh no. Wait, no. Why do I only have one explorer token? I thought I got one every time I discovered a new material. But I guess not. They must have changed the rules on how you gain those too. Alright. I'm gonna cut down this tree. That's what survival is, the destruction of nature. No, I don't know. Right? Like, nature is the destruction of nature as well. Oh, see, I've got heat stroke. But good thing I built this. Okay. So, it is 40 degrees Celsius outside the radius of this thing. The smart thing to do would be to wait till the sun goes down. But we're only 243 meters from the coast. So what we're going to do is we're going to tempt fate. We'll stop and take as many breaks as necessary. 44 degrees Celsius. Oh, we must be moving equatorially. Yep, that's what it is. So, I forgot that this planet was really hot. Well, no, I didn't forget that it was really hot. I forgot that the temperature depends on the latitude and altitude. So, okay. Here's our new marker. This is not where we're going to build our base because it's not level, but we can remove this waypoint. Wait. Oh wait, we can do that. Alright. So, there's a reason we need to be near the water. See, it's 42 degrees Celsius. I go in and I cool off immediately. But that's not the only reason. We'll also need it for refining oxygen for our spaceship. Okay. I guess this is as good a place as any. So what I'm going to do right now is put that down. And then I'm going to put this right next to it, the portable constructor. In goes all of our materials. Plant protein. Okay. And Empyrion is fairly generous in that if you click on a recipe, it will automatically do all of the subsets, right? Like, in order to get a hover bike, you got to have a hover bike construction kit. You go and see there's a hover bike construction kit. Oh, made out of carbon substrate 5. Wow, they are really generous with these recipes. Well, anyway, so that's what it would do. It would automatically refine your carbon substrate into a construction kit and the construction kit into the hover bike. But we're not going to do a hover bike because it's no protection, no storage, and we'll be able to build a better bike than that. What we need first is what's known as a starter base, or a starter colon base. This is the central block that you build a base around, and that requires a core, and a core requires computers and optical fiber. And computers require steel plate, optical fiber, and electronics. And optical fiber is made from silicon, electronics made from copper, and what was the other one? Oh, steel plate is made from iron. So, looks like our choke point here is probably copper. We gotta find some more copper. But in the meantime, oh, what do we need? 5 computer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not necessarily something you have to do. It'll save us some time later on. Okay. So, the quest for copper. That's what we use the detector for. Ah, see, we've got resources at 200 meters and 600 meters. Usually, there's like a triangle of the 3 essential resources right near your... Oh, shit. I almost made a fatal mistake. Actually, I almost made 2 fatal mistakes. Well, no, 1 fatal mistake and 1 annoying mistake. Marker name. Temporary base. Waypoint show on hub. Alright. Also, let me turn the music down. I feel like I'm shouting to be heard over it. Okay, there we go. This I need to take with me. Oh, and I've lost track of... Alright, there we go. So if it gets too hot, I'm going to set it down again. And then... And so, the obvious question here is, why not just build my base closer to the materials? And shut up, that's why. No, that's not what I mean. You don't build the base too close to the materials because these materials can be exhausted. And so you want to choose your starting location, your starting base, on a factor of where is it going to be good to actually do the stuff you need to do in order to advance in the tech tree and all that. Alright. Let me see here. What? Oh. Oh yeah, I better put this down next to me. Okay. We're gonna do the thing that is a very useful feature they added, although narratively it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm gonna deploy my drone. Oh, that's me. What a handsome little fellow. Okay. So you send... Wait, carbon ore? Ah. Might as well get it. I misread that. I thought it was copper ore. This is not something that we need a ton of. Let's see, you can send the drone down here to do your mining for you. And you don't necessarily want to mine these out on your first trip, because you're going to get a faster, more efficient material or drill later on. And in fact, I think I'm done. So, what we do is we click on the carbon ore, and we show on HUD. Oh. Wait. I hate doing that. I'm kind of finicky like this. I like to have the icons match the reason that I'm at the place. Right. Like, I like the house icon for my base, the mineral icon for the ore. Okay. Oh, a level 4. That's nice. I'm waiting to level 5, because that's when the next tier of stuff unlocks. Okay. We got to race heat stroke. Which, I guess if this was a real situation, run so you don't fall dead from heat stroke is... I don't think that would work out for you. Oh no. It's in the radioactive zone. We're just gonna have to hope that we don't... copper. This is something we desperately need. Okay. Oh, I'm zooming. Alright. So, yeah, I've got no radiation protection. We'll build some. Oh, shit! Oh, the wildlife. Alright. So, in an earlier version of the game, before they added the drone, you'd get stuck in these holes. Have to dig your way out. So we don't need a ton of it to start off with. Just enough to bootstrap our first base. But what's our volume? Oh, okay, we're good for a while. So just mining away. See, imagine trying to climb that. But instead, you just press F5. Alright, that should be enough for copper for now. Then F5 again. Ooh. And copper. Show on HUD. Oh, I forgot to mark the iron deposit. Okay, there we go. Iron deposit. Somewhere around here, there's a silicon deposit too. I'd better find that before. Okay, small gorge. The question mark isn't it? That's a point of interest. Point of interest. Now the range out here is you gotta move every so often. I think the range of this is about 600 meters. Oh no. You know what? We'll do it with our small craft. Yeah, it doesn't appear to be in range. So securing a silicon source is going to be our the next item on our agenda, because we're definitely going to need that. In fact, we're so uncertain of getting more silicon that it's probably advisable of us to blast these rocks whenever we find them. Oh, I didn't need more carbon, though. I know where plenty of that is. Alright. Finding and destroying rocks. Shooting them with the laser. That is one of my favorite things to do. Oh, it's getting too dark, though. Oh, neodymium. Neodymium. That's a high-tier material that is incredibly useful for more advanced applications, but we are not even close to needing it yet. And one rock is... Wait, no, I better take that iron. Not gonna help us at all. So, the early stage of the game is you go in, you scavenge for materials, you get your base started, and then you use that to build a small craft. And you use the small craft to find and explore points of interests, and your eventual goal. Okay. Oh God, I forgot to pick up my portable heater from where I set it down. Well, luckily I can just build another one. And luckily I didn't die a heat stroke. I guess I could... But that is just... Oops. Okay. Yes, there's actually a circumstance where you'd want to make spoiled food. Alright, we can get our starter base. We're probably going to make the starter base out of wood, because that is the material that is in abundance nearby. Okay, well, we'll be fine. Oh. Shit, I forgot that... Alright, well, I just drowned to death. Oops. I forgot how bad underwater movement was. I assumed it was like... When you've got your spacesuit, it's easier. But... Okay, I got nothing that I can't afford to lose. Those explorer tokens are valuable. Well, see, this is the sort of rookie mistake that I was kind of building my assumptions of hardcore survival around. Okay, can I get into my backpack? No, that's not safe. Alright, let's get a survival tool here. Oh! Okay, explorer tokens. That was the only thing in there that was irreplaceable. Okay. Back to the temporary base. Alright. So, I need to be close to water. Also need a source of trees. This isn't going to be nearly large or flat enough for my purposes. Gotta go around that. That's 50 meters. We need some flat land that is not too far from the water. Huh, it looks like maybe that other side. Except that's not very convenient for my temporary base. Okay. Oof. Oh. See, that's why... And the copper. Okay, I'm gonna set this down again. And what we'll do is I'll just build a new constructor over there. Okay. So we're going around. See, and I'm embarrassed by about drowning to death so quickly, but in a way I'm glad I did, because this is what I love about this genre, where you just getting someplace is itself something you got to think about, and not in like a structured platforming challenge sort of way, but in like actually contemplating the logistics and reality of movement. Also, it looks like we're going to have a stone base instead. Well, cement. So I looked it up for a book I was thinking of writing, and cement is not actually made out of just pulverized stone. It's made out of gravel, cement, and... Or no, cement is made out of cement. Concrete is made out of gravel, cement, and water. And cement itself is limestone and another thing? I don't know. I'm bad at... Okay, here's our new base. Created. Now, we need a portable constructor. Oh. Did I grab the wrong material out of there? Son of a bitch. Well, carbon substrate can be... constructed out of... Alright, let's... Oh, I can't do the intermediary materials. I'm gonna have to find a carbon-bearing rock. You know what? It would have been faster just to go back to my temporary base. You can refine carbon substrate from organic materials, I believe. Or maybe it's from rocks. But you can't do it in your portable, in your suit constructor. Okay. Going around. Not through, because I don't want to drown. I mean, I'd always intended to make several trips to retrieve all of my materials, so it's not like it's super onerous. Like, if I were really stranded on a desert planet and I was burdened with having to walk back and forth several times, I wouldn't find that, like, unbearable to think about. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. I'll leave the pentaxid. I don't need it yet anyway. Oh, that was really just the pentaxid cluttering up my inventory. Well, alright. It'll be a while before I even need it. Because it's your starship fuel, but it's not like the fuel you use to run your starship on a moment-to-moment basis. It's your warp drive fuel. And we are a long way from getting a warp drive. Okay. Oh, right. We gotta build our portable constructor a certain distance away from our base, because then if we build it too close, we won't have room to build the actual base itself. Oh, and I'll bet that it was also the base block that was taking up a bunch of space in my inventory. Let's make some more energy bars while we're at it. Oh, it just let me keep clicking on that. I don't have enough material to make 14. That's fine, I'll make as many as I can. Ooh. This thing. A creeper. Well, you, I don't care for. Alright. Now this is actually sort of an ideal starting base location, because it's got tons of these rocks here, and these rocks provide us the material we need to... Oops. To make our initial concrete blocks. Alright. Everything into the maker. This thing has infinite storage space, apparently. Make us a grilled steak. Alright. So, we're gonna scout around this starting block and just eliminate these stones from closest to farthest. Alright. Let me check, see how long this video's been running. Okay, we're coming up on our first hour here. I think that just another 10 minutes of rock gathering, and we'll call it a successful first foray into the world of Empyrion. This is probably going to be like 10 to 12 episodes just of this one game, and we don't need to do it all in 1 week. You're stuck with me indefinitely. Oh man, I love destroying rocks though. Like, you're watching a guy have the time of his life here. Alright. So, build, let's say 10 of these concrete blocks. We actually don't want to commit too much to doing everything with our portable constructor. There's a better way to do it with the small constructor inside the base, but you have to build enough of the base's footprint with the portable constructor so that you don't wind up with a situation where your small constructor is just on the ground and then you have to move it. But yeah, you need a small constructor, a power source, and a cargo box. And you've got to have a base that's big enough for all of those things. And so, in order to do that, you have to get blocks. But you can only hold, your inventory is only big enough for 6 blocks. And see, that's why you have to build your base's footprint first and switch to the small constructor, because oh, I accidentally double-clicked there. That's fine. I was going to build there eventually. What's the opposite of sour grapes here? Okay, actually, let's commit to doing our first 100 concrete blocks that way. And then we gotta race the constructor, make sure we don't run out of crushed stone before it completes the queue. I could have manually calculated that, and normally I would, but this time I didn't, because I want you all to think I'm cool, flying by the seat of my pants. Okay, that 187 should be enough. But yeah, you can't live life like this, doing it 6 blocks at a time. Okay, so this sort of thing bugs me. You would not believe. I don't like the idea of a floating... Oh, what I just did there was I pressed N to bring up the building menu. This lets us do symmetry planes and shapes and things. But I don't need to do that right now. I just needed to connect to base. This lets us build blocks that are not physically connected to the core block. And there's a variety of reasons you want to do that. The most picayune is building underneath your foundation there so that it doesn't look like your base is floating in air. Okay. Also, the automation on these things is a little weird. Okay. Like, I don't think, if I recall, this doesn't, like, use a ton of gravity simulation, but there is some. Like, it's possible to build a base that is so unsupported that it collapses. The first couple of times that happened to me came as a real shock. The first half dozen times I was reminded of the existence of gravity, I was shook. If you want to know my reaction to having my house collapse under me, just rewind to my reaction of going into the water and drowning. It's like, what? No. No. And so, I like games with gravity. I like games where if you go into the water you drown. But I can and will be annoying about them. Okay. So, I chose my core block on a high point. If I build back, I'm just gonna constantly be building supports. Actually, what I could do is I could build the supports at the edges. Right, like things that stand up with support columns do exist in real life. But what I think I'm going to do is build sideways a bit. Alright. Oh, I normally like to do things symmetrical because actually, I'm not sure why. I guess, and if we stick at this, you're going to see a lot of my aesthetic sensibility. And you're going to say, wow, this guy, John, he has a love-hate relationship with the concept of cubes. It's true. Like, my instinct says, build a cube. But then I look at the cube and I say, surely I, John Fraser, creative genius, can do better than a cube. Spoiler alert, I can't. No. Sometimes I'll do an like a prism or something. Would you like to see that? A prism? I don't know why I'm asking you, as if I can hear your feedback. So this is a square with the core in the corner and not in. But this should be large enough for our initial room. Let's see. I think, actually, what I'm going to do is save the more sophisticated building stuff for next week, so you can see how you should build these starter bases. But because there's a whole mechanic. You can use your drone to do it, but your drone has a limited range. So what you've got to do is come back next week and I'll run you through base building in Empyrion Galactic Survival. In the meantime, I'm going to show you one more thing before signing off, and that is the tech tree. We've got unlocked points. What we're saving up for is a drill, which will give us a much better, much faster means of getting those minerals. Also a multi-tool, which we can unlock that now. They rely on ammunition we can't make quite yet. The Promethium fuel packs. Anyway, our long-term goal is scroll down, short-range warp drive. This will take us to the rest of the system. That we get it at level 10. And then we use the minerals available in the rest of the system to build. Scroll down. Scroll up. Narrating my scrolling. I do that so you guys know that I'm aware of the fact that I'm scrolling. Let's see. Oh, I was on the wrong tab. The regular warp drive, also available at level 10. Okay, so that is our goal. The warp drive. Maybe even the T2 warp drive. If it turns out that... if I'm remembering the Galactic map... See, all of these little dots are things you can visit. Oh, territories. Okay. See, these are our galactic territories. And we're going to visit each of these territories in the homeworld of all of these aliens. But there's a distant territory of endgame content. And whether or not we get to that is hard to say. Because I've never actually been to it in single player either. The route... Oh yeah, it's that green one in the distance. The route is difficult and it's kind of a grind to get there. But in order to get there, you need the T2 warp drive because the gap between the stars thins out in its direction. Anyway, we're going to go for the T1 warp drive on our capital ship. Then we're going to use that to visit all the star types and all of the different planets. And then we'll move on to another game. That is the premise of Surveying the Realms. And I hope you enjoyed this first episode of me gathering materials and stacking blocks, because there's a lot more where this comes from. So until next week, this is John, and I hope you have a lovely week.